Yo, so today I'm gonna be yapping about something that might hurt some people's feelings if they're watching this video, because this video is referring to certain people. But I'll put in a disclaimer right now: this video is not for anybody that is in the gameplay, so enemy team or my team. And this video is not for anybody that I'm currently cool with. Basically, this video is for people who are at the competitive level of like medium to high competitive level, like skill level, that play with really high level comp players. And basically what happens is like these people play with super good players even though they're like only decent at the game, and they think they're gods. You've probably seen people like that who aren't that good at the game playing with like really good players, and then in MM they like bag you, they talk shit to you, this and that, simply because they're being carried by players who are 20 times better than them. That's kind of what I'm gonna address today. It's gonna be kind of like a little rant type like obsession kind of, but in my opinion I'll also be spitting truth, because I've seen a few of these players and they're so corny. At the end of the day, like realistically they're just being carried by players who are really fucking good, and there's nothing you can do about it. Simply because those players are friends with them, they're being carried. Now you put them in a team with players of equal skill and it's a totally different story. So it's pretty funny. On top of that, like when you see these players playing with those super high level people, they're constantly getting yelled at because they're doing the wrong thing. So obviously these guys aren't at the same level as the players who are carrying them, but it's just funny to see, because then they get that ego and that arrogance as if they were that good, when realistically they're miles below that whole team's skill level. They're just getting carried. But yeah, and I'm not really saying that you shouldn't be playing with like whoever you want to play with, you know, but the fine line between that is the arrogance. If you continue to have arrogance against somebody simply because you beat them with a stack of like really good players, you're just corny. That's there's no bottom line. Like, you're just corny. I believe you should also obviously be able to play with whoever you want. Me personally, I only play with my stack and people who are more or less around my skill level. That's just my personal choice. I don't really go around, you know, a lot of these like different higher level players, and it's not really for any particular reason. I just really like playing with my stack. You know, I like growing with my stack. I like learning and getting more synergy and correcting mistakes that we have to learn along the way, which for me is probably one of the most respectful things. Like, not respectful, but like I respect it in a sense. Like, I respect these players are the players who, you know, play with people of their skill level or below and try to build them up, essentially. You know, I feel like that's kind of a very respectable thing. Like, when I see players playing with, you know, people who are at their skill level, who are constantly growing and getting better, like that's something that's obviously I look at and I'm like, yeah, these guys are, you know, they're getting better slowly but surely. Like they're building up as a team. Or even if you're playing with players who are at your skill level or a little higher, it's still respectable. Like, and especially when you don't have an ego, like, which is very rare to find in the For Honor comp community, because I feel like everybody has a fucking ginormous ego. But especially when you don't have an ego, it's just like, you know, it's really cool to see chill players like that. But realistically speaking, like, everybody has an ego here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like, at one point you get upset, you say some shit, like blah blah blah. It is what it is, it's whatever. But the really corny players are the main topic of this video, which is the ones who play with players who are a billion times better than them and still have an ego, which is crazy to me. Pretty outlandish. Nonetheless, the way I came up with this, I was taught by like a few comp players, more or less. Like, they taught me a few things. Like, at one point I was in a team and Scorpion was helping us learn. You know, he gave us little tips here and there, and he would like help us see our mistakes and rotations and whatnot. Like that's like totally fine. At the same thing with Vayne Noor from AHK, when he was playing comp, more or less the same thing. He would teach me, you know, ganks and this and that. Like that's completely fine. Obviously I'm not saying don't learn from these players, but it never got to the point where my ego got inflated because of these players. Like, oh yeah, you know, these people are helping me, or I'm playing with these guys, I'm better than you, like, just because I beat you with these guys on my team. Like, that was never the case. And usually I wouldn't even play with those guys on my team, because like I said, I really enjoyed playing with my stack. But when the opportunity came, obviously I would play with them and you know, learn from just playing with them and being on the same team. But besides that, realistically, most of my team is, well, I'm kind of referring to me. I'm basically taught by one of my friends and self-taught. That's like for the most part, you know. I've had my few people helping me learn here and there, pro comp players helping me learn, but for the most part I'm self-taught. And not only self-taught, I mean, I obviously got a lot of help from my friend Cryptid, which helped me out a lot because I was just a fucking shaman player who fucking hated the comp scene at one point. I was just streaming on Twitch and I fucking hated comp players with a passion. And then obviously once I came up off of learning from Cryptid, he taught my friend Neos, and Mata basically already knew, you know, all this comp stuff. He just had to brush up on it. And we all kind of brushed up on it. We learned and we got better as a team. And by no means do I think we're like a top team. I think, you know, we're pretty decent. I think we can do well. Obviously, we still have a lot of things to work on and brush out. Like, we're not by any means like at the pro level. But, you know, having come from a group of players who basically learned everything together and kind of were self-taught for the most part, you know, asked a few questions to some pro players here and there, got coached a little bit. Like, we came a pretty long way from where we were at 2 years ago, which is like Neos knew no comp whatsoever. I knew zero comp whatsoever. Cryptid knew comp, but he wasn't like fully immersed in it. Like, he didn't have, you know, the full knowledge that he had later gained. And I'm pretty sure Mata played comp, or knew how to play comp, knew how to play optimally, but he obviously also had things to brush up on. He never had a team that, you know, he had synergy with. And yeah, we all kind of built together, and you know, we're at the level that we're at today, whatever level that may be. So obviously some people may think we're lower than we think we are, and some people may think we are higher than we think we are. You know, it's just dependent upon the person, I guess, looking into situation and judging us. Yeah, that's sort of how we came up on that for the most part. That's how I came up on learning how to play competitive. Honestly, I don't regret it. It was pretty fun, you know. Shit, we might still enter a few tournaments here and there just for the shits and giggles, but yeah. Hopefully, I get to see a bunch of, you know, newer teams or different teams at this upcoming tournament. I don't know if we're gonna join it yet or not. We're still kind of debating on it, and we're still kind of organizing our team, seeing if we're gonna join it. Because like I said in previous videos, we don't really play comp. We don't really do the whole comp thing anymore. We kind of just play for fun. But I had a lot of fun in that last tournament that we played, so I feel like we might join this next one. Who knows? Probably just not really do scrims and not really practice and kind of just go into it and see how we do. That's kind of how we do every tournament at this point. But yeah, hopefully I see a lot of, you know, good teams and see if I get to verse anybody that, you know, gives us a fun match. Doesn't fucking absolutely destroy us. I know eventually we're gonna get fucking destroyed because there's some pretty strong teams joining that tournament, but that's what it's about, I guess. It'll still be fun. That's basically all I wanted to yap about today. A little bit shorter video, but just wanted to, you know, post a video and get some fucking words out there, some tickle some fucking people's fucking emotions, because I know people get butthurt over shit like this. But like I said, if I'm cool with you, if, you know, you think I'm referring to you, I'm probably not. But then again, I might be, depending on who you are. If you're watching this video, odds are the people I'm referring to aren't even gonna watch this video. But yeah, you know, if any of those people do watch this shit, stop being so fucking corny. Those really, really good pro players, yeah, they're carrying you. Anyways, like any other time, if you came by, I appreciate you for coming by. Thanks for listening to me fucking yap. Comment if you want, like if you want, you know, do what y'all gotta do. You know, at the time I'm uploading this, it's Saturday, so if anybody watches this today, have a good Saturday, you know. Hopefully I'll catch y'all next time.